Mark, you said to me before the game, number one, you wanted to win. We got what you wanted.
Yes, it wasn't pretty. It wasn't our best performance. I was disappointed in us today, if I'm being honest. But it's nice to win a game ugly, and we did that today. We've kept a clean sheet. We've won at home. We're unbeaten at home. So there was lots of boxes ticked that you want. It just wasn't a nice performance. But I do think Oxford are a really good side. I said to Craig after the game, I'd like to think I'm a very honest guy. I said, you are easily one of the best teams I've seen here this year. Easily. And I meant it.
Yeah, they're not a bottom four team at all, are they?
Well, no, they've a top six budget. It's just not happened for them this year. They've got loads of players I'd love to have. I wouldn't swap them with mine, but they've got loads of really good players. I was really worried about the game before the game, and during the game I was worried, and I'm relieved it's over because they are a very, very good side.
As you know, football's full of stats. You can go on and on, but the most important stat is the 1-0 win. But so much pressure your team absorbed. It says a lot about the work of your players, doesn't it, that they can deal with it?
Yes, they're a great group. They're fit as fiddles. They're very, very coachable and taking in information. I think tactically as a group, they're excellent. I know there was lots of pressure from Oxford today. We had 4 shots on target, they had 6. I don't remember Carl making too many great saves. He made one outrageous save, but it was weird on the side standing, seeing a lot of pressure. But outside of set pieces, which they're very, very good. The 2 centre halves are huge. Moore in particular, I wasn't really worried in open play, but set pieces was a concern. I think they had 15 today, but I thought we dealt with it brilliantly.
The penalty, I'm so used to seeing opposition when the penalty goes for you complaining about a decision. I didn't see any complaints. It seemed like a pretty open and shut case.
Yeah, I thought it was a pen today. Danny said he thought it was a pen, and pleased that he got up and tucked it away because obviously Jack's been so good this year. Danny unfortunately missed a penalty in the cup, so I was thinking, I wonder what's going through his head. But if I was to pick somebody to take the penalty today, it would have been Danny. So I'm pleased for him because he had a little bit of a fractured time for multiple reasons in the last few weeks. But he showcased his talents in the last few games.
It looked like second half you tweaked things slightly with your midfield.
Yeah, we basically went 4-2-3-1 or 4-4-2, whatever way you want to look at it. The biggest problem was Brannigan the 8 was just killing us, and we talked about doing several things, and I just genuinely feel he's just far too clever. And we talked about doing a couple of tactical things as a 3-4-3, but I just think he's too good and too bright. So we just tried to get make us a little bit more compact. The gaps between our units was miles too big today, not like us at all. And I think the lads executed it very well.
Carl's been a fantastic signing for you on loan with his distribution, his collecting from corners and all that. But as you said, an outrageous save, and then they have the wherewithal to remember to catch the ball when it was in there as well.
Yeah, he's phenomenal. I'm a big fan of James Trafford in our league, and probably because I know him well. I think those two are arguably the 2 best keepers in the league. I think Carl's had an outstanding season. I think he's a grade A player. I spoke to England last week about him. I can't compliment him enough. But I have to mention Jordan Wright. I think you don't get to see training every day. Like, a huge part of Carl being where he is down to Carl, but a huge part of it is the pressure that Jordan puts on him if he steps off the gas. Jordan every day in training is outstanding. He's a real eye-catching performer. So I think Jordan warrants an honest mention of what he does and what he delivers every day. But we're really, really lucky to have Carl. I think Brighton have got a real talent on their hands.
I was going to say, you've played at the top level. Do you think Carl has that ability and has that ceiling to get there?
I genuinely, I've said it loads of times, I think he has. Where I'd be careful is, I think goalkeeping is a very, very unique position. But I think he's got everything. I think he's top class. Temperament, his agility, so quick, lightning quick. And the one thing he's really done brilliantly this year, he comes and catches crosses for fun. Short game, really good over short distance. I think he has to get better over longer distances, but you don't have to worry about that in the Premier League. So I think that one box that he may need to improve on, he probably won't need in the Premier League.
A freak goal got the better of you Tuesday, so was that last 5 or 6 minutes nervous? Because however hard your players work, sometimes some things can just happen.
Yeah, I honestly, I felt on the side on Tuesday, and I talked about it to the staff before the game. I didn't like our behaviours on the side as a coaching staff, not in terms of we didn't do anything wrong. I thought it was too emotional, particularly from myself, so after the game I said to the lads, the coaching staff, like, well done for remaining calm on the side, and because I think it gets onto the pitch, but they assured me that I was just the same today as I was on Tuesday, so but I felt comfortable today, but I made a point of talking to myself and saying, irrespective of where it happens, you know, try and remain calm.
A few facts I know, as you've already hinted, unbeaten at home, unbeaten since the Charlton result, and 11th in the table. It's been a good couple of months for you.
Yeah, and I said to the guys before the game today that games are obviously, at the post-game, the result is emotional statistic, but the league is one big result, and the 46 games you play is a performance of one game, if you like. And at the minute we're having a good game, and I spoke to the lads before the game about, I feel like our processes are correct. I feel like the work we're doing is good, and I feel we're in a really good place. I'm not sure we're an 11th in the league team, but the players have to take all the credit for that. I think they're maximising each other every day. So I think what I'm trying to say is I think where we're going is very, very positive. I don't look at us and think we're here by default. I thought today luck was on our side. It wasn't our best performance. It's the first performance I've had this year where I thought we probably didn't deserve it. But I think the club's in a healthy position on the pitch and off the pitch.
Quick turnaround, any injury concerns out of today? Wasn't anything obvious with players coming off?
No, Lass had a bit of cramp. Lewis, ironically, I think his shoulder popped out in the first half and then popped back in. No, in fact, sorry, apologies, the answer is no. I have seen Kieran, so sometimes on a Sunday something else comes back. The lads have to fill in some stuff online of how they're feeling and stuff like that. So sometimes that happens, but as of now, there's nothing.
So what, finally, nice to give the fans a win after a couple of frustrating games we haven't quite got over the line.
Yeah, really pleased. Just love being here, love being part of it, and I'm speaking on behalf of everybody. And the fans are a huge part of that. You know, we were talking about it the other day. You know, them singing Lass Sorensen's name is a huge compliment to Lass, and I think we got a very incredibly bright fans, and I think part of them singing Lass's name is for the stuff he does off the pitch and things he's done with the 617 and stuff like that. So it's really nice to hear them singing his name, recognising that. But I have to say, it's not just over there. It's all around the stadium. It's the people behind us here, the people behind the goal. So, but really, really pleased, because ultimately all people want is a W and a win. I'm not happy with the performance, but the fans won't care, so they go home with a smile on their face.